MovieWeb.com.
Going on a road trip, huh?
Yeah. On a tour of America's most famous UFO hotspots.
I hear that.
I cannot believe we're going to see Area 51.
Hi. I'm Paul.
I was reading that you guys went on a road trip before doing this, and this really is sort of a classic American road trip movie. Do you have any travel tips for the British traveler who's coming over and perhaps going to drive across our fine continent?
Put a little bit of tape over where it says California plates.
Yeah, I don't think that goes down so well in Wyoming
Really?
and Utah. Yeah.
No, just take someone who knows how to drive an RV. We did.
So you drove an RV?
No, we
proper.
didn't. We had a guy called Steve Weinmuller who was a unit driver for Universal who came with us because he was very adept at driving these behemoths, and just make sure that you plug it in overnight.
Talk to people.
Talk to people.
Don't be afraid.
Meet people. Go into. I find it very. I was told that the interior of America people might be a little unwelcoming. Didn't find that at all. I found it was extremely.
Quite the opposite, I think.
Oh, the opposite, yeah.
And I'd say get out of the cities. Go. I think if this country has a wealth of anything, it is geographical wonders. So head out there. Go to Sequoia National Park. Go and see the mighty trees.
See your country. It's beautiful.
Poor little thing.
Yeah, you could have done, mate.
What are you doing? Just watch. It's a miracle.
You, of course, have an illustrious acting career with being opposite Geraldine Page and De Niro and all these, Barbra Streisand, and I was wondering what it was like for you this time working opposite a CGI alien.
Well, he's a tennis ball on a stick, so that's a little difficult. It was easier when we were all in the group interacting. But we had wonderful Joe Truglio, who was speaking for Seth before Seth actually recorded it, so that was a big help. It's good to have an actor speak to you, especially when you can't look at someone's eyes, because to me acting is reacting, so it's awfully good to be able to do that. So, but I enjoyed it. I had a very good time.
And I know that you were the stand-in for Paul on the set, which I'm assuming was your first time playing an alien?
First time playing an alien, yeah, it was a thrill. I'd never been part of such kind of a movie like that where all these effects were happening, visual effects, and the guys at Double Negative were just fantastic. And it's interesting playing, standing in for Paul, because there were so many people went into that, that character, mainly Seth, of course, who was amazing in it, and then you had all these other elements. It was like a Benetton ad, the many colors of Paul.
You've worked now 3 times with the director?
Yeah, Greg, yeah.
What do you think, what do you like about him so much?
I just like Greg because, I mean, we have the same kind of taste. We like the same kind of movies. We're good friends. But what's so great about working with Greg, and you worked with him twice, is that he lets you kind of do your thing. He gives you a lot of room to do your thing, and then he'll come up and
his talent.
He trusts you.
He's like,
he's not one of those guys that's yelling at you or yelling direction or kind of going getting in your head. He doesn't talk to you
Kind of soft smoke and come up and I don't know, so what do you think?
But he knows exactly the right thing to say, which I appreciate that more than anything.
I was wondering, you got your start with Day Trippers, and I was wondering, you had such a big kind of power wattage indie cast in that one, big major actors and sort of at their indie stars, and then in this one you have a lot of comedy stars, and I was wondering if there were any differences between directing those kinds of groups of actors.
I think comedy actors tend to be very good straight actors too, because I think if you're inherently funny, you have to have some, understanding of some truth. I mean, you can't be funny without kind of understanding life.
Sure.
And what's ridiculous about life. So I actually find that most comedy actors can go straight into dramatic stuff quite well. if they can let go of the fact that they have to be funny every 5 seconds of the day.
Speaking of funny actors, you work with Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig a lot. What do you find so appealing about their performances and them as performers?
Well, I mean, I think they have brilliant minds. I mean, both Kristen and Bill are not completely typical comedy people. They have a lot of other interests. Bill, for instance, is a real cinephile. He grew up on watching all kinds of movies and is obsessed with films, and we bonded that way. Kristen was an art student long before she ever performed. She has a very quirky, specific view of the world that's unlike anyone else's, and so she makes strange choices as an actress that I find hilarious. And and luckily this is the second time I got to work with those guys together in the same movie, and now the third time I've worked with Bill.
Said you can do it again if you like.
Really?
If you're going to try it, then maybe you should do it with a friend, rather than someone like a stranger, because, there's a lot of weirdos out there.
Well, I am planning on doing a lot of kissing and fornicating, so you'd really be helping me out.
Great. Well, my hands on you.
Stand here. Okay.
You steady.
I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna pass out.
So you are comedy veterans. I was wondering if you guys found it difficult to work with a CGI main character.
I wouldn't say, it was definitely, I've never done anything like that before. I mean, it was challenging, but yeah, I've never done that before. It was interesting to have an emotional scene to nothing.
I don't know, you have to do a bunch of different sort of technical things on a movie set, as far as, sometimes you can't really look at the actor you're talking to. When they're off camera, you kind of have to look at a little piece of the camera to bring your eye line closer. And so, that part didn't really seem that odd. It was just more exciting to work with a big, full-bodied effects crew, because you can see, they're running around, they're doing little things that are so alien to the movie-making process, and it's just kind of nice to work with a bunch of really skilled technicians. Everyone making this big, complicated movie.
Are you an alien? To you, I am. Yes. Are you gonna probe us? Why does everyone always assume that? What am I doing? Am I harvesting farts? How much can I learn from an ass?
What?
I'm sorry. What's your name?
It's Graham Willie.
And what's his name?
That's the writer, Clive Gollings.
Okay, cool. I'm Paul.
What do you consider the most essential sci-fi film?
Well, even though it's not reflected in anything I'd done before this, I actually grew up loving science fiction movies, loving comic books, reading a lot of sci-fi novels. When I was 7, my parents took me to see 2001 in a movie theater. It had been re-released in 1973. And they fell asleep, and it blew my 7-year-old mind. I mean, I dreamt about it for the rest of my childhood. And to me, that is the greatest science fiction film ever made. And so, I think even though this movie references a lot of films like that, and E.T. and Close Encounters, films that are over 30 years old, it was a great kind of golden age in science fiction movies that I have tremendous affection for.
Greg Mottola, the director, was saying that you're a big cinephile. What do you think are the sort of the most essential sci-fi film? Like if you could only have one on the desert island.
Ooh. You stumped us.
You can only have one.
Question.
I can't pick one, to be honest. I mean, it would have to be. I mean, a lot of people say 2001 because it kind of was the first
kind of groundbreaker.
It's like
that sort.
Scorsese even says like everything's before and after.
But I mean, like in terms of influential, like Close Encounters and Alien, I know those are the easiest, obvious ones.
I would say
but
for
really,
me personally, probably Close Encounters. That's the one that's like one of my favorite movies. So for me, I'll say Close Encounters.
Are you guys consider yourselves fans of science fiction?
Not me.
No.
I do, but I'm not like, I can't quote things. I'm not like.
Do you have a particular favorite?
See, like things like that, I wouldn't.
No.
Blade Runner, does that count?
I mean, I think ours differ, right?
Well, we both say CE3K.
Yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I'm a huge E.T. fan, and the film is very much like a homage to Spielberg, particularly Close Encounters and E.T. I mean, Paul is like E.T. for the 21st century, you know.
My wife said to me, if we do a sequel, we should call it E.T. Mama Tambien, which was the funniest thing she'd ever said.
And now, was that Spielberg really, his voice is in it? Is that
it
actually
might be.
him?
We don't want to blow the surprise, but
Okay.
yeah, we worked with Steven Spielberg on Tintin. And
It could be Spiel Stevenberg.
And we told Steven about Paul, well, because we were about to start shooting Paul. We told him about the movie in production, and he really ran with the idea.
We showed him an early photo, didn't we, of
an alien bus next to a certain landmark that he knew from Close Encounters, and he was like, "What's that?" And we told him all about it, and he had the idea of possibly participating. You'll have to see the film to see if he did.
Break it down, boys. Stoke the fire.
This is the most fun I have ever had.
Paul! No, 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 no!
Do you think he'll be okay?
Yeah, he'll be fine. Don't worry, I got it all under control.
What are you doing?
Just watch.
It's a miracle.
Why would you do that? I'm not gonna eat a dead bird, am I?